Hi, welcome back to Wallflowers. So if you're new to the channel, my name's Mary Ann and my husband's Mr. W, and together we are Wallflowers UK. Mr. W is behind the camera. Sometimes he'll present videos himself, or we'll do live streams and quizzes together. Basically, we've run the channel for just over 3 years now, coming up to 4 years. We're as frugal as we can possibly be. Mr. Wallflowers works hard and he provides the money to keep the roof over our heads. Fortunately, I can't work because of my health issues and haven't been able to work for quite a few years now. But my role is to look after the finances, and basically whatever money's left over after paying the bills is give us a quality of life with that. And to do that, I have to be as careful and as frugal as possible, which still manages us to get a few treats along the way and to be a little bit picky too, sometimes. So 12 months ago, we were struggling with the price of fuel. And we were suffering in the winter. It was really, there was days where we couldn't afford to use the heating and days when we could. Mr. Wallflowers suddenly got a windfall, which was absolutely fabulous, and we invested what he got in the wood stove burner. And we prided ourselves on being able to do that so we wouldn't be in the predicament we were in last year, because we know the prices won't go back down again, not to the levels that were affordable on a tight budget as they may have been many years before. It's only going to increase and we don't want to be in that situation again. We can still use hot water bottles, we can still put warm clothing on, but we couldn't use the heating at these prices still to the extent that we were once used to. So to be able to put the wood burner on is absolutely fabulous. So over the 12 months we have foraged wood, we have collected wooden pallets, we've asked friends, rather than dispose of used newspapers or cardboard boxes, if they could donate them to us, and we will store them, we will keep them for our fuel consumption for during the winter. We've collected them from shops, collected them from different areas, and sometimes pallets that were available on the free sites. So we've done it basically next to nothing. It's cost us a bit of diesel to collect, but we've paid next to nothing for the fuel that we'll use this winter. Nothing's better than free. It was a big outlay for the fire, a big outlay for the fire, but just in one winter this will pay for itself and we'll have it for many years. So we're very proud of ourselves of being able to put that little bit of a big windfall into what we got. And now that budget's tight again, we still won't go without the heat. Fabulous. So we have a 3-step procedure. Once we've brought the wood home, Mr. Wallflowers has a stack and supply in the garden where he will then cut the wood down. Once it's cut into a feasible size, he then puts it in what we're calling the wood shed. It's actually a tent, quite dry inside, keeps it dry from the rain. We store the wood on a racking system in there. Once we need some for the home.
And there is a video of us putting the wood tent up.
There is a wood tent video of us erecting it, that's quite
Trying
nice.
to.
Yeah, it was a fiasco, but the video's there if you'd like to go back and watch it. We store it in the home like this. So if you can come closer, Mr. Wallflowers. We have a basket at the back. It's quite empty now because of the job that we're about to do. So we have a basket at the back which normally holds the wood that we're about to use. We have a bucket. This normally gets taken straight out, but it's been left to sit because it's been amongst what now looks like a clutter pile. So this is the ashes taken out the bin that we've previously used. It's all self-apparent. This is some logs that we use as kindling and some logs to burn, some paper, and we actually have some briquettes. Now these were purchased, but each one of those is a minimum of 8 hours, and it's quite nice on a very cold night to have the benefit of it for tea time, rolling on to bedtime.
It'd been less than 15 hours.
It'd been less than 15 hours sometimes. And then in the morning when we get up, it's still been a light, and the lounge has been a nice warm area to come into. So sitting down with a cup of coffee in a nice warm lounge after, you're expecting to be in a freezing cold room, it's an absolute bonus. So no advertising, no product placement or anything, but we did purchase these off Amazon. I think they were 24 for £20.
Yeah.
Or the opposite way round. They're great. So they're a blessing. So if you've been watching the channel, let me just get up. If you've been watching the channel for a while, you'll know that I've been running a little project within the home, trying to get organised and trying to look for ways. Just let me get through a dizzy spill. Try and get through ways where frugally, if I can find something on the free site or in a second-hand shop, thrift shop, or a small purchase price, I'm putting things into place within the home to keep it more organised, and I'm enjoying that. It's a project that I'm actually enjoying. So I said to Mr. Wallflowers, this is now becoming a dumping ground. This is now becoming a really horrific mess that I'm not happy with. So I wanted to try and assess it. So we started looking through the free sites, and I said I wanted a shelving trolley that had to be weight bearing to take the wood, but I wanted it black, I wanted it on wheels, I wanted it a certain height, and I knew what I wanted. So we're looking through the free sites, and unfortunately, even after a couple of weeks, nothing turned up. I thought, okay, lower my expectations. If something fits all my other requirements, maybe I could spray it myself so it didn't have to be black. Still looks nothing really fit. It had to be a certain measurement so it could fit into the gap, and I wanted it on trolleys so I still have access to a door in the corner of the unit. So we were looking and looking, still nothing turned up, so we took a look on Amazon. One was £200 and odd, and the other one was just under £100, and that's not feasible for just a small trolley just to eradicate this bit of mess here. I'm sitting here of an evening, it's right next to me, I can't avoid it, and it's starting to irritate me. I just want it a bit more tidy than what it is. So we're looking and looking, still never came across anything. So today we had to go to the shopping centre. Mr. Wallflowers wanted some black pudding. He's off work for a week this week, and he'd just like to have a cooked breakfast as a treat if we're going out for the day, and we're planning a day out tomorrow. So we wanted some black pudding for his breakfast tomorrow, so off we went along to the supermarket. Unfortunately we couldn't find the one he wanted, but whilst we were there I said, do you mind if we have a look in the charity shops? So we started having a look round, and in one of them it didn't fit 100% of everything what I was looking for. I'll just pull it across. I found this stand. Now it's metal. It'll take a certain amount of weight. It's not going to take tons and tons. I wouldn't put bricks on it or anything like that. And it's perfect, except it doesn't have the wheels. Now you've just seen me, I can scrape that across the floor, it's not scraping the floor. So at some point I do have the felt stickers that you can put under furniture, etc. So at some point after I've made the video, I'll strip it all off and I'll put the felt under the legs so I can move it in and out without damaging the floor. But I came across this in one of our charity shops today, and yes, it was £10. Now I looked at it and thought, I don't really want to spend £10, but I've been looking for a while now. I want to complete this action, and I want to get on with it. So everything else is free. The paper, the cardboard, the wood, and anything basket-wise I'm going to place on here and show you is all free. So to actually pay £10 for the stand, I think I've done quite well for the overall job. So we discussed it and we agreed, and £10 was the price we paid. So we brought this home in the van tonight, and I'm so eager to get on with the job. So I'm not sure. I've got bags of newspapers. I've got bags of the insides of kitchen rolls, toilet rolls, etc. This one's quite heavy, Mr. Bullfighters. I don't know if I can lift this one. Got that. Now this is the cage we would use to keep the wood in, and I haven't measured it, so I don't know if it'll fit. So it doesn't fit, but it'll sit on top like that. Now what do you want to do, Mr. Wallflowers? Do you want to leave it sat on top like that? It's quite safe, it's quite sturdy. So if we turn it round the other way, we can keep it like that, and we can store our wood in it.
Put the bricks underneath, can't you?
You can see I haven't brushed out underneath, but we'll pull it back out anyway to put the felt on, and at that stage I will clean it. I'm just showing you how I'm addressing this issue.
To move them bricks.
So, it fits perfect.
Made to measure? Made to measure?
Made to measure, fits perfect. Oh, there were a couple of things that I've been setting aside. So this basket I actually bought from the free site. Actually got free of charge from the free site. So my plan was to place this on top so I can store the wood in there. Just for my own aesthetic pleasing, I just thought it would look quite nice.
I think it might look better with that on.
What?
I think it might look better with that.
Yeah. So we don't bring an awful lot in at a time, just for the day or so, just for the evening. And we can top that up. Then within the home, I keep looking around and think, well, what have I got already at home? Without spending, without travelling, what have I already got within the home? So at one point, when the boys shared a room, they had 2 bedside cabinets, and each one of them had drawers in it. And these were the drawers. Each one had 1 drawer in it and a cupboard underneath. And although the bedside cabinets have gone a long time ago, these baskets have remained. So I've kept them to one side. They're still in fantastic condition. And today, I think they would be perfect for me to actually place on the stand. And one will take the logs and will be topped up with the logs. I'll take much better care when I come back and readdress this and tidy it all up. But one will just be the log store, which means I can put this tin bucket outside and it can just be used. Hope you can hear me, sorry. I can take the tin bucket outside and it can just be used to ferry the logs, the fuel, etc. in and out, and just be used that way, so it's not cluttering up my space. The basket at the bottom, we'll take all of the newspapers and magazines, etc. I'll sieve out, and hopefully nobody's given me bits of plastic that shouldn't be in there. There's a whole lot. One friend actually breaks them up and cuts them down. Sort that out so that can actually just go into that basket, all complete. So that's one bit of mess gone. That'll go outside anyway because it shouldn't have been left to one side.
You're going to use that though in a minute.
Yeah. And the logs, the brickets can actually go in the side space of both layers. It's much easier for me to deal with. And I haven't got to clump the whole bag around just to get one piece out. So as you can see, the mess is clearing out. This one will do the same.
Yep.
I've done it now. This one will do the same. Now whilst I'm on, can I please thank everybody who has donated already to the GoFundMe. So we have a video and we also have a community post telling everyone about the Christmas GoFundMe for children who are less fortunate, whose parents are struggling at the moment and having to use the food bank. So we did, as a channel, we did a GoFundMe last year and we're setting up again this year. So I'd like to thank everyone who's already donated and anyone who's unaware of it to go and see. There's a breakdown there of explaining how much is in it, what we're spending it on. We're actually going to split it between 5 food bank stroke food initiatives. We're going to provide for children within the community, babies, children, and give as much as we can to whatever's donated into the GoFundMe and whatever we can donate as well, and provide for the babies, the children in the community. But it will go to 5 different, the total that I've put on it at the moment is only an estimation, and if we don't reach that, that's okay. But I put a £500 total on. As I say, we've got, what is it, we're 1st of November today, so we've got nearly 2 months for that to go. So whatever goes into that pot, it'll be split between 5 different charities. We provide for as many different children as we can. I've already told the initiatives, I don't know how much. If we get £100 in, it'll be £20 each. If we get the full total, it'll be £100 each. And every one of them just thanked us for the blessing, really, and said they'd appreciate absolutely anything that comes their way, because the children in the community would appreciate it. So thank you for those who have already contributed, and thank you in advance to anyone who's thinking of doing it in the future. I just wanted to put that in because it's a fabulous opportunity, and it's such a blessing for me to do it on the channel's behalf. But back to the job in hand. And here we have it. Yes, it needs sweeping up. Yes, it needs tidying up. But how much better does that look than the whole mess that we had in the first place? Brilliant. Okay, so what I'm going to do now, remove what doesn't need to be there. can do it. Oh, yeah. Anyone who's had a wood stove burner for a while may already know how to do this. But as you can see, the glass is completely covered. And it's just what it spits out as the fire's burning. So I've just taken a floor cloth basically. I'm just dipping it in a little water, wringing it out, and I'm dipping it in the used ash. This is just what's left over, the remains from the fire. And basically, I'm just going to clean the glass with it. No detergents needed, no money spent out any further, nothing at all. Use what you've got. And ash to keep clean glass is absolutely fabulous. Takes a little bit of elbow grease in places because I may have the cloth a little bit damper than what it should be. But as you can see, it's clean in it. No chemicals needed, no money spent. Just general waste. I'm trying to get myself in an angle where I'm not stretching myself too much here. Now to take the clean side of the cloth. You'll see what a difference that makes. Oh yeah, I've got to continue doing it. And you can see how black the cloth comes, but it does clean up. Okay, so I will continue to do this. Bring the glass up, brush all the floor, take the dead ash out of here and add it to the bucket. Sweep behind the new shelf, put the velvet on the stand underneath, put the kettle on, make a cup of tea while Mr. Wallflowers builds the fire, and we'll enjoy our evening. I hope you do too. Please stay safe, please know you're loved, and take care. Thanks for joining us. Bye-bye.